Go ahead and call the night's meeting to order. Let's have the roll call.
Kessler. Walters.
Here.
Varden.
Here.
Ewert.
Here.
Finner.
Here.
Parton. Here. Crum.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Night's invocation will be given by Pastor Jennifer Witt of the Hayesville United Methodist Church.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for calling us here tonight, and we ask that you would help us to be a light in the darkness of this world and to share your love with those who do not know it. And Lord, we ask that you would make us a blessing, so just as you have blessed us so. We pray all of this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll move then to presentation and approval of minutes. A, minutes of February 26, 2018. Ms. Ewert?
Yes, I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of February the 26th, 2018.
Second.
Motion second to approve February 26, 2018 minutes. Discussion? Question?
Walters.
Yes.
Varden.
Yes.
Ewert.
Yes.
Finner.
Yes.
Parton.
Yes.
Crum.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Item 1, citizens to be heard. We have no one previously that had signed up. We will have one later in the meeting. Item 2, approval of license and bonds. A, refuse hauler's license, Air Capital Waste, LLC, 3515 Topeka, Wichita, 67219. Mr. Crum?
I make a motion that we approve the license renewal for refuse haulers license, Air Capital Waste LLC at 3515 North Topeka in Wichita.
Second.
Is that a renewal or is it new? It's new. Yeah.
Okay, I'll amend that to say new, not renewal.
I'll still second it.
So we have a motion and second to approve the refuse hauler's license for Air Capital Waste LLC. Discussion? Question?
Walters.
Yes.
Varden.
Yes.
Ewert.
Yes.
Finner.
Yes.
Parton.
Yes.
Crum.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Question, Mr. Crum?
So it's probably a little late on this now because we already did this. Have we already gone through and they get their trucks checked and we make sure they're all up to everything we're supposed to? Okay, thank you.
I think the owner is here if you wanted to hear from him or anything at this point. You're already approved, but
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members.
Okay.
We're a brand new company. We started January 2nd. The brand new vehicles are 2018 models. All our carts are new, so we went through the inspection part of it, so I don't think there's any issues on that side of it. We've both been, Jim, my partner, we've been in the waste industry for 33 for him and 22 for me, so we've worked for one of the other larger companies. Had a very positive response from your community, so it's been really good.
Thank you.
We're
Good.
down here on Thursdays and Fridays for service.
okay,
Thank you
great.
very much.
Thank you.
And sir, what was your name for reference?
My name is Jeff Fawcett, F-A-W-C-E-T-T.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, item 3, introduction of ordinance and resolution. Do we have none? Item 4, notice and communications. A, government body announcements. Mr. Crum?
Let's do the library first. Oops, wrong button. Library, some more times this month. On the 13th, which is tomorrow, there will be a Medicare seminar at 6 p.m. at the library. Also at 5:30, there's an investment club meeting. On Wednesday, it will be Pie Day. It's 3/14. So from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., the library will be selling homemade pies. The whole pie, or you can also buy them by the slice. The 15th is a bedtime stories at 7 p.m. The 17th, from 11 to 4, there will be a blood drive. And on March 19th, they'll be doing their one of their movie nights, and Wonder Woman will be the the movie that day. And then on your desk, I put, everybody has an invitation. Hayesville Healthy Habits is sponsoring an 060 Walks event. And what it is for the month of April, you get a team of 5 people, and that team has one captain, and you count your steps, and then you turn your steps in as a team. And at the end of each week, the person that has the most steps will get prizes. They have prizes during different parts of this. It's just trying to get people out and moving. It's $10 per person when you register. You can register online at the Facebook page of Hayesville Healthy Habits, and then click on the link that says 060 Walks. It's on the left side of the page. Or you can sign up at the Learning Center. And on that note, I'm going to put a team in, and I am looking for 4 council volunteers to perhaps join my team. You don't have to tell me right now, but I'd appreciate it if I could get 4 of you to step up and step up. But that's again 060 Walks and Hayesville Healthy Habits. I'd love to see a lot of, I know some of the schools are really getting involved. I think it might be kind of fun, maybe some of the departments might, because I know Public Works guys are out walking all over the place, and the police officers get out a lot. Just be nice if you could get some teams together and help support Hayesville Healthy Habits and help get out and get some exercise. That's all I have.
See nothing else, I've got a couple for you. The American Legion out of Fayetteville Derby, American Legion having a flag retirement ceremony Saturday at Riggs Park from 5 to 7, if you'd like to attend that. Also, late, early this morning, after we already put out our agenda, I've got the Aviators baseball. I made a copy for you at your desk. They're asking if we want to continue doing the same thing for host families that we've done in the past, which is the $25 water bill credit for June, July, August, personalized street sign, free park shelter, family pass to Dewey Gunman Pool, and then a 3-month family pass to the activity center. So, wanted to see if council want to continue doing that for the Aviator host families. Mr. Crum?
I make a motion that we continue the incentives we have for the Aviators host families as we have, to be the same as what we did last year.
Second.
Motion second to approve to continue the Aviator incentives for the host families. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Rowden?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Dinner?
Yes.
Parton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes?
Thompson?
Yes.
Seeing no others, then we'll go to item B, which is KDHE Consumer Confidence Report for 2017. Then C is email from Cox Communication regarding the channel changes. Item 5, old business, A, KDHE project update.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The last week or two, the contractor has been focusing on testing of water mains. I'm happy to report 80th Street off of Broadway, 81st off of Broadway, and 81st off of Seneca have all passed all testing, have been turned over to KDHE and their private plumbers. Contractor continues to lay the little bit of water main that is left, as you can see in the map that was provided in your packet. I can answer any questions if you guys have any. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony. Item 6, other business, A, consideration agreement with the public defender for court services.
This agreement has no dates written in it. As far as you've got on there, the public defender, if approved tonight, he's ready to start tomorrow, and I put in there for a 1-year arrangement, and there's an automatic renewal for 1-year renewals in there unless either party cancels 30 days prior. Before you for approval.
What do you think, council, you want to approve it or not? Mr. Crum?
Is the law group Morgan, is that how it's
I
pronounced?
think it's Mon.
Mon? I'll make a motion that we agree to go into a contract with Mon Law Group, LCC, to be our public defender.
Second.
Motion second to approve the contract with public defender. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Rowden?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Spinner?
Yes.
Parton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Item B, consideration bids for the Country Lakes paving and drainage improvements.
Good evening again. The bid letting for Country Lakes second paving and drainage improvements was on March 8th. Take note, the engineer's estimate for base bid was just over $372,000. Also, at the developer's request, we did add an alternate bid item for lot grading. We were fortunate to have 5 contractors supply bids. Flint Hill Materials had the lowest total bid at $280,423. I'm asking approval to award this project to Flint Hills Materials, or I can answer any questions if you guys have any.
Mr. Crum?
Have they ever done any work in town? Because I don't remember ever seeing them on one of
In
them.
Hayesville, no. We posed that question to a PECR engineer firm, and they've worked with them in the past and didn't have no issues that they've seen.
Do we have any idea why maybe they haven't bid on anything before, or they?
Mr. Crum?
If there's no more discussion, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we accept the bid from Flint Hills Materials for Country Lake Second Phase 1 paving and drainage improvements. What was the total of that?
74, 256?
That's at the 205?
208, 280.
It's that and that added together.
284.23.
284.23.
Second.
Most second to approve the contract for Flint Hills Material as presented. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Burden?
Yes.
Hewitt?
Yes.
Dinner?
Yes.
Horton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Move on then to item C, it's in consideration of improvements to Dorner Park. You got Tony's memo there, and then you got the breakout of the cost, and you've got the maps of what is there. So Tony's there to answer any questions if you'd like at this point. So you can see this is going to be able to help us finish the road, the dog park, and the soccer fields at this point, and there's a parking lot that's not shown on the south end. Ms. Burton?
Oops, that was me.
No,
Sorry. I guess my question is, I'm curious about, I know we're taking these out of the 3 different areas we have with the sales tax. It's kind of curious how I figure the road and the parking is out of streets. Is the parking included out of streets?
The road parking's out of street.
Okay. And then what about the soccer fields and the sprinklers? Was that a rec?
Maybe park sales tax.
Yeah,
Parks?
park sales tax.
Parks, okay. And then what about the sidewalk?
The dog park and sidewalk, the rest of it will be coming out of sales tax and capital improvements, both. Because we had about 81,954 in sales tax funds that have been to go into Dorner Park. So 81,954 will go in for the sales tax in the different items that's here. The other will be the road that we had shown that would go in from road, and the remaining balance will come out of capital improvements.
Okay, and in the memo, it did say something's gonna come out of capital improvement. Okay, I was just curious, because the road and the parking lot's a big hunk, but I was really surprised about how much the fencing is gonna cost on the dog park. That's a nice chunk of change.
But it's actually, how many acres we got? It's 3,
Yeah, 3 acres.
about 3 acres.
How many different sections will it have in it?
2. There is a map in there. There's a section for large breed dogs and small breed dogs. And then a sidewalk that bisects those two with seating and canopy in the middle there. So if your wife wants to do the large breed and you have the small dog, you guys can still kind of converse if you'd like to. And also be a drinking fountain for humans and dogs as well.
Don't get confused.
I hope those are a little lower than that.
So don't bend down that far.
It's a 2-tiered.
Use the highway.
That's not the small dog's part, side.
I hope the sign.
Mr. Graham?
So does this need to be a not to exceed, or are we gonna go on the exact amount? Not to exceed?
You can do a not to exceed, and then anything over and above, we will come back if we have any other contracts at that point.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the improvements to Dorner Park not to exceed $205,508.58.
Second.
Motion second to approve the improvements to Dorner Park as presented. Mr. Welchers, question?
Yes, I had just a question on the Riggs Park, the quality builders, there's only one bid, I noticed. I was wondering, is that where you are right now?
Are you on D?
I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong side. Never mind, I have no question on that.
Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Ewert?
Yes.
Benner?
Yes.
Parton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Now we'll go to item D,
Okay.
is the Riggs Park Shelter.
So many of you have seen the bound shelter has started to show its age the last few years, and that may be exaggeration. We have inspected the band shelter and came to the conclusion that siding, trim, sheathing, and new steel doors need to be repaired and/or installed. We contacted 3 contractors, met with them, went over the job, and had one bid from Quality Builders in the amount of $18,615. To answer Councilman Walters' question, we did meet with the other ones, answer any question if they had any, and they just did not submit a bid to us at that time. But I'm asking approval to move forward with Quality Builders, or I can answer any questions if anybody has any.
Mr. Walters?
Yes, I'd just wonder about the Quality Builders. What do we have as far as experience with them? I mean, if we're going to go with only one bid, what do we know?
They do a lot of residential builds in Hayesville. They did a lot of the Suncrest addition out by Hydraulic. So we work with them quite well in city inspection and things like that. We've seen their work quite a bit.
Okay,
He's local also.
okay.
Miss Burton this time? Is that the right one?
Yep. There's no other discussion. I make a motion, we accept the bid from Quality Builders for $18,615 for the band shelter
Second.
remodel.
Motion second to approve Quality Builders bid for the band shelter. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Ewert?
Yes.
Benner?
Yes.
Parton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Move to item E, consideration of the Rainbow Fireworks contract.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. You have before you the fireworks contract for this year. This is an increase in price from 2017 of $1,000. They did see an increase in materials from where they purchased from, which we want to keep our show above 20 minutes. That's something Park Board had discussed last year, so I'm bringing this back to you with the increased price to keep our time frame, which I did have them add into the agreement between 23 to 25 minutes. We've always kind of prided ourselves on having the longer show and one that's been known for long, so I figured that's what we want to keep at. Just looking for approval for this.
Mr. Crum?
It's been a long time since they've had a rate increase, isn't it?
3 years.
3 years? Okay. If there's no other discussion, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the contract with Rainbow Fireworks as presented.
Second.
Motion second to approve the contract with Rainbow Fireworks. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Ewert?
Yes.
Benner?
Yes.
Parton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
F, consideration agreement with Campus Baseball.
So this is our annual agreement with a campus baseball and softball teams to use Plagans Carpenter. Try to answer any questions. It's pretty much the same except for dates.
Ms. Burton?
Make a motion, we accept the agreement with campus for the use of Plagans Carpenter for the ball fields.
Second.
Motion second to approve the agreement with the Campus Baseball. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Ewert?
Yes.
Benner?
Yes.
Parton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
And item G, consideration agreement with the Hayesville Swim Club.
So same thing, annual agreement with Swim Club. Dates are changed in here. This year they're only having 2 home meets, but they are hosting swim finals here, which will be February 13th and 14th. July 13th to 14th. I cannot get dates right
It's going
today.
to be really cold.
Which means the pool will be closed on those 2 days. They will have to set up the night before, which we've made arrangements for. You will see an extra trash pickup and then some requirements about RV parking with our new activity center there and where we want to park at. So just looking for approval with this.
Nobody wants to approve it. Ms. Burton?
I make a motion, we accept the contract with the swim team for use of the pool this year.
Second.
Motion second to approve the contract with the Hayesville Swim Club. Discussion? Question?
Excuse me. Walters?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Ewert?
Yes.
Benner?
Yes.
Parton?
Yes.
Crum?
Abstain.
Thompson?
Yes.
And item F is consideration of update to the pool pricing.
So this is our annual update for the pool, and we're looking at charging this year. I've listed changes in red and then attached them in the memo for what all we're looking at. The first one is increasing swim lessons to $30 from $25. In my 20 years here, I've never had an increase in swim lessons, but it's just getting to where the pool is costing more and more to run, so I've got to look at some increases somewhere. Second thing is changing family swims to every night from 5:30 to 6:30. Increasing private lessons, which we have a lot of requests. We do numerous private lessons throughout the year, which is with someone that has 5 years of experience of teaching swim lessons. Increasing the price of those, increasing single and family passes by $5, and then our base price for pool rentals going up to $150, which includes the blue slide. Most people do rent the blue slide. It kind of makes it a little bit less complicated for staff renting it, and then for my staff knowing what they have to staff for guards at the pool. And it's actually $10 less than what we've done in the past for renting the pool. I can try to answer any questions.
Ms. Britton?
I make a motion, we accept the changes in the pool prices for 2018.
Second.
Motion second to approve the changes in pool pricing as presented. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Barton?
Yes.
Hewitt?
Yes.
Binner?
Yes.
Horton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Item I, are you doing that one? Oh, you're going to do that one? Okay. Consideration of special events application regarding a birthday party.
This is a temporary special event permit application for the consumption of alcoholic liquor on public property. This is for a birthday party on April 14th this year at the Senior Center.
Oh.
And in the map, in the packet, it shows the room that they'll be using is the large meeting room, which is that when you head in there, it's the dividable room, and they'll be using that whole room.
Mr. Crum?
I was going to say, I know when we set up the hack, we have a room set up so that people can get a key and they go in and out. Is this room set up the same, or?
Well, you basically rent the center, so nobody else will be in the center at that time except this group.
The only place they're serving
So
alcohol
they do have a key
is-
to get in the building.
They're only serving alcohol in the meeting room, though.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Ms. Zewert?
I'll make a motion that we approve the birthday party at the senior center with the consumption of alcohol.
Second.
Motion second to approve the special events application for the senior center. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Barton?
Yes.
Hewitt?
Yes.
Binner?
Yes.
Horton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to department reports, administrative services, well,
I have no announcements.
city clerk, any? And police chief?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have our visiting officer this evening is Sergeant Malcolm Young. He's been with the department for several years, and he is currently our supervisor on day shift. So say hi to him when you go by out there. Also, wanted to announce that we do have Coffee with a Cop this Wednesday, March 14th at the McDonald's, 200 North Main. So we'll be over there from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. if anybody wants to stop by and say hi. We will be there. An update on the speed limit sign on Meridian. As of this morning, that sign was moved by the county. They went ahead and took care of what they needed to do, got the locates done, and that sign was moved this morning. It was where it was when I came in, and it was moved a couple hours later, so it got moved this morning. And my last thing is next week is spring break, so there will be kids out. Just be aware of that when you're driving. Make sure you don't keep an eye out for the kids that aren't normally there during the day and whatever else they do. So that's all I have. Thanks.
Well, it works, huh?
The rock lining at Southampton, we should have some photos here in just a minute, has been completed. And I guess I'm really happy that it went well, so I was hoping to do some show and tell. Possibly.
Maybe.
If not, we'll move on, and if they show up, they show up.
There it is.
There we go.
You just had to look away.
Yeah. So north is what was before, south is what it looks like now across the pond. The next photo is the area where they had to do some dirt, where the north picture, or the upper picture, you can see where the shoreline kind of washed out with the way the wind blew the water into it. So the soil on the bottom was what was brought in, and then the rock lining did as well. So it looks really good. The boat dock that was put in by a homeowner, we're going to remove it here when we have an opportune time to do that. So it turned out really well, so.
And within a short time, he's going to do both the others.
Yes, he has until April 1st, and that's what he's indicated. He'll be able to do North Timberlane and Riggs Park Lake.
Very good.
This morning, we also received communication from Westar Energy in regards to wholesale LED street light changes. They will be doing wholesale changes and expect this to be finished by the end of summer. They did indicate during this they will not be doing any street light repairs unless there are safety issues that cause, and they will come out and repair those. But if there's no safety concerns, we're going to wait till that LED change out comes in. Also, southeast corner of Brandon Meridian was brought up last council meeting. We reached out to the county and they indicated their overlay from last summer didn't bond well with the asphalt. They told us that this had been previously reported to them. We went ahead and swept this with our street sweeper while we were out sweeping salt and sand. Also, on the railroad property, we've been in contact with Union Pacific, and we communicated to them the fire danger and the risk that we thought was by the overgrown weeds, we'll call it. They indicated they will begin mowing in April. They were unable to provide us a firm date when they will be in Hayesville. They told us they're having a subcontractor do that and would pass any information they have as they get it.
Thank you.
Recreation, Georgie. Mr. Kraft, question?
Tony, I noticed we had a pole that snapped at Sarah Lane and North Hungerford right there at Riggs. What caused, was it the wind? Or?
No, it was one of our gator in a trailer caught the guide wire, and there was a temporary line. If you remember back in the day, there was tennis courts that were across the way. It was an old abandoned electric line that went over there, so it really needed to come out anyway. I guess we were preemptive and did that for them. But I know they are planning to take that whole rest of it out. That's why it has that pink ribbon around it, though, marking it.
Okay, so it's nothing that's going to be replaced. It was just an old pole that wasn't even being.
Yeah, because if you remember when the activity center was put in, all that electric went underground, a lot of it. We did our antique lighting, so.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, Georgie.
Oh, sorry. Spring break camp is next week. As Chief said, next week is spring break, so we do have space for kids for that still. Then on the 25th, we have our Easter egg hunt. This will be at 3 p.m. and it will be over at the Activity Center. This is for 10 years and younger. We still have Mother-Son Night coming up on the 24th. We had to add a second session, so there still is space. That time is at 7:30. And then there's no school coming up on March 30th, which is Friday before Easter weekend. And we're taking registrations for that. That's all I have.
Thank you, Georgie. Item 8, appointments. A, Joe Holden for 05 North Mimosa regarding appointment to Planning Commission, Ward 1, 3-year term. Mr. Crum?
I make a motion that we allow you to appoint Joe Holland, 405 North Mimosa Drive, to a reappointment to Planning Commission in Ward 1 to a 3-year term.
Second.
Motion second to approve Joe Holden's appointment to the Planning Commission. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Barden?
Yes.
Ewert?
Yes.
Binner?
Yes.
Parton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
And item B is Richard Meyer, 214 South Hungerford, reappointment to Planning Commission from Ward 4 for a 3-year term. Mr. Crum?
I make a motion that we allow you to appoint Richard Meyer at 214 South Hungerford to a reappointment to Planning Commission in Ward 4 to a 3-year term.
Second.
Motion second to approve the appointment of Richard Meyer. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Barden?
Yes.
Ewert?
Yes.
Binner?
Yes.
Parton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
And item C is Clay Randall, 1206 East Grand Avenue, reappointment Planning Commission, Ward 2, 3-year term. Ms. Burton?
I make a motion, we reappoint Clay Randall to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term in Ward 2.
Second.
Motion second to reapprove Clay Randall for the Planning Commission. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Barden?
Yes.
Ewert?
Yes.
Binner?
Yes.
Parton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Move on to item 9, which is off-agenda citizens to be heard. Ms. Kirkendall, if you'd come forward and you'd give us your name and address and then let council know what you're wanting to discuss.
Okay, my name is Sherry Kirkendall, and I live at 512 Tarkle in Hayesville. And I want to talk about the recycling bin they took away or got rid of there at the, older people like me were raised to not just throw stuff away. And so the older people are really missing that recycling bin. I've been over, I'm sorry, I've got a cold, but what happened is the owners of the company, the big people, said it was costing too much. And then the people that had the recycling bin was going to raise the price. And so they told them to get rid of it. And I've talked to several people, and, you know, we just have to throw our cans and our milk jugs and stuff away now. I don't know how much it costs, but I was wondering, you know, we take care of different stuff here in town, and I just think maybe if it wasn't too expensive, I don't know what rates you might be able just 1 week out of the month have it there, and, you know, and rather than all month. I don't know, but it would really make a lot of us older people feel better. Like now I've got to throw my newspapers and all that away. But I was just hoping you guys could kind of look at it and see if there's something we can do. And if we need to charge $1 or $2 or $3 to throw your stuff in there, if somebody would volunteer to be there by it and take some money, if, you know, Hayesville's a good place. I've lived here many years, and so if anything you guys could do to help us to get a recycling thing like that down there, because it would really make a difference to us.
We offered to have them move it down to our public works area. And again, they wanted, and I can't remember how much they wanted, but they wanted to charge us for that again. And I guess the way we looked at it, they're making money on the recycle. So we see it's a little tough to them to make money on the recycle, and we pay them both basically. So we had offered to move it, and they said no. So we had looked at trying to do it. Mr. Crum?
Could we look at some other providers of those dumpsters and maybe see if we could find a cheaper bid somewhere or something where somebody would come in and do that?
We can. We haven't. Ms. Kirkendall is really the only one we've had that they even asked us about it at this point. We haven't had any other calls about the recycling in town.
We're talking among ourselves, and, you know, Dillon's did it for a long time, and then they quit because, quite frankly, people throw. But there's a lot of us that don't. We put in the things that are recyclable, so.
Well, I know that the other thing we know, there's the trash companies that do recycling also. And that was the other thing. There's a lot of people that use the trash companies for the recycling also. So that's where we look. We can see if there's somebody else out there that will set it so they're not going to be charging people to have to recycle and making money off of it. And again, we offered to put it down by the Public Works Department so people can do it. We can look and see.
You might look like maybe 1 week out of the month.
We offer residential recycling. There, that's $4 a month. We pick it up every other week. But as you're saying, with the Chinese market right now, there is no money in the recyclables other than cardboard and aluminum cans. It's the plastics 3 through 7 are right now bailed up and set. So, but that market will probably change at some point. But we've got great trash rates and recycle rates. So
that's what it amounted to. His company and the other companies now do recycling out there. So that was the reason we hadn't jumped in real heavy, since they were going to charge for that large dumpster to set out there.
Well, would you charge less if it was only 1 week a month?
Well, ours is every other week for service. So
Okay, 2 weeks a month.
Yeah, well, it's only $4, so it's like.
Yeah, but I'm talking of a big one.
We don't have the roll-off style.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
right now, we're just set up to be able to do it with the residential at your house.
You might think about a pickup truck, you know, sitting down someplace and advertise it that 1 week out of the month, and that if you're going to recycle something, $2, $3, and somebody be there with a pickup truck, so you're not getting other junk. But anyway,
Yeah.
I just let you know that a lot of the older people here in the community, we really do miss it.
Okay.
But we will throw it away and let somebody else go through it.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
So do some checking and see if there's somebody out there that can make it so it can be done.
And where would you put a notice if it was coming someplace? Because,
We put it on our signs out here.
Okay.
And we'd have the newspaper
okay.
and that type of thing.
All right, thank you very much for hearing me, I appreciate it.
Okay.
And I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
get this
Thanks for
over
coming in.
with. Thank you.
Item 10, executive session, we have none. Item 11, bills be paid. A, bills be paid for the first half of March. Zero.
Make a motion that we pay the first half of March bills.
Second.
Motion second to pay the bills first half of March. Discussion? Question?
Walters?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Hewitt?
Yes.
Finner?
Yes.
Horton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Item 12, consent agenda, we have nothing. Item 13, council items, council concerns. Mr. Crump?
This is not a concern. I should have done this during announcements. I think a week ago, a little bit more than that maybe, the campus high school boys bowling team placed fourth at state, and the girls team won state for the third time in the past 4 years. So they were the first state champions at campus, and last year they got beat by Garden City, and I want to say they only got beat by like 9 or 11 pins or something last year and took second, but this year they won it again. They won by, I want to say like 80 or 90 pins this year, so congratulations goes out to both those teams, especially the girls.
Very good. Any other concerns, council? Seeing none, we'll move then to item 14, adjournment. Our council action requests, we don't have any, so, Mr. Reardon?
I make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. Discussion, question.
Walters?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Hewitt?
Yes.
Finner?
Yes.
Horton?
Yes.
Crum?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Thanks for taking care of it.